Hey, good morning everybody. How's it going? Griff here. Jeff behind the camera. How you doing, Jeff?
What's up, dude? This is it.
This is it.
Last video of 2023.
Video. Oh my goodness. And it's on the last day.
Crazy.
Yeah, so
good timing.
Yeah. Did you have a good Christmas, Jeff?
I had a fantastic Christmas. Hopefully for the same for you.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Did you fish? You had to fish on Christmas.
I did not go fish on Christmas.
So that's why it was a bad day for you.
Yeah.
Makes sense now.
Just a bad day. But it's over now.
Yeah.
All right. Today we're just going to discuss our top 23 baits, gear, top 23 things sold this year out of this shop. So the top 23 of 23.
I'm excited to see what was top selling because I feel like some things stay the same, and then other things come up and you're like, wait, what? That did better than this thing?
I think there's gonna be some pleasant surprises this year. All right, so shall we begin?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so let's start with our first category, our creature craw category.
Okay.
All right, so we're just gonna run through these categories. You're gonna give the top few in each category, and then at the end we'll talk about what was the top dogs of them all.
Yeah.
All right. So in our creature craw category, let's start off with the sleeper craw.
Yeah, no brainer.
Right, sleeper craw was a bait that came out this year.
That was this year? Holy smokes.
Yeah. And you know, we got them in. They sold out real quick, and then we didn't get them for a minute, and then we got them in again. They sold out again. Yeah. So the sleeper craw is a pretty cool bait. It's a rigged, soft plastic craw.
Yep.
5/8 ounce, but it definitely has a slow sink to it.
Yeah.
Right. It's got this Elastex super buoyant plastic on there, so it sinks really slow. It sits there with the claws up because they float.
Yep. And
then you can work it like a jig. You can work it like just jerk it. You can work it however you want to work it. You can. I wouldn't flip it. It's got that open hook in there, but there it is, sleeper craw. All right. Number 2 in that category was the Egu Chunk.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Egu Chunk from Raid.
Wow.
All right. Egu Chunk is another cool craw style bait. So the Egu Chunk really doesn't have much to it, right? It's got, the body, a segmented body, but the plastic is so thick that body really doesn't do anything. All right. And then it has these thick claws. So when you're working it, it kind of just
hard thump, right?
Yeah, hard thump, pushes some water, and it gets out there. I've been using this bait a lot this year.
Okay.
Luis told me that this is the best free rig bait.
Yeah.
So I tried it.
He loves that thing.
Yeah. It's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to get this figured out what the best free rig bait is out there.
Ooh, a competition.
Yeah.
I like this idea.
Maybe we'll do that later today. 3, 3.5, and 4-inch are the sizes that come in. I use the 3-inch a lot. Use it as a jig trailer. I use it on the free rig. Pretty sick bait. It definitely gets bit really, really well. Can you guess what the number 1 in the category is?
I thought this was gonna be number 1, but here we go again. It's the Dolive Beaver.
The Dolive Beaver. All right. Everybody who watches this channel knows the Dolive Beaver.
By now.
Yes. I mean, if you haven't, you're just not paying attention.
Yeah.
All right. So Dolive Beaver is a very unique creature bait. That, again, has these really thick claw type things on it. They're not pincher shaped. They're just there. But the magic is right here. So super thin plastic right here that separates the body from the claws. And they call it a hinge. So when you're using it, it has a ton of movement on there. So when you can actually swim it, and then it swims in the water like that. 3, 3.5, and 4-inch again on this one. The only difference in them is the 3-inch has this ribbon tail right here. The other ones just have tentacles on it. All right. So Dolive Beaver, creature craw.
Is that a custom color you were holding? What was that?
Yes.
Trying to sneak that in there.
Yeah, that's that otaku candy.
Ugh, filthy.
Yeah, it's not Jerome.
It's not Jerome.
But it's a good color.
It's a good color.
Yeah. Jerome will dominate. We'll see him up there next year.
Yep.
All right, our next category is going to be soft plastic stick bait / worm category.
Okay.
All right. We're going to start here with the cover scat.
Wow.
Yeah. So cover scats were flying out of the store.
That's crazy. Still.
And again, it was like we couldn't get them for a while, and then we got them, and boom, they sold out.
Yep.
And then we got them again, but we have them in stock now. So obviously, multiple sizes: 2.5, 3, 4 inch on the cover scat. Everybody's been using these. You know, it's just a cast and let it fall type deal. Let it get on the bottom, pop it around a little bit. All right.
Crazy bait.
Yeah, the cover scat.
Yeah.
Number 2, shame on you guys, is the Wriggle ND Slim. Shame on you guys.
Shame.
All right. So
A Ned bait.
a Ned bait, but this Ned bait, people love it.
Yeah, they do.
They
really do.
I guess if you're a guy who uses the Ned,
this is the
this
one.
is definitely different than what we're normally used to seeing. All right, so normally we're used to that straight tail body. Kind of looks like a Senko that got cut in half, right? But this one, it actually has a very unique action. On the fall, that tail quivers really hard, back and forth.
Yeah.
So it actually has a really, really cool, unique action to it. Looks kind of strange, like a pea pod or something weird, but hey,
it works.
If you're using the Ned, definitely try it.
So.
Super stretchy material on there. It's a good option if that's your thing.
If that's your thing.
Shame on you. And last but not least, we got the Dolive Stick.
Yeah.
Right.
Classic
stick bait. You can use this many different ways. Some people free rig it. I like to use it like a soft plastic jerk bait.
Yep.
I just take a drop shot hook it in the nose hook and just. But there's so many other ways that you can use it. People are dominating with this. People are catching a ton of fish on this, so it makes sense that it's number 1 in this category.
Yeah.
Right. Dolive Stick, and again, it comes in 3, 3.5, 4.5. If you want a fatter version, it's like Dolive Stick Fat. There's a 6-inch version. You get sizes for everybody.
Right.
All right, Jeff. Soft plastic, strolling / fluke style.
Okay.
Soft plastic jerk bait style baits. I guess that's what you categorize that. So we'll start here. Sakamata Shad.
Okay.
Classic, right? The Sakamata Shad's been around forever.
Yep.
We all really like it. So it's just a minnow. It's a minnow shaped bait.
Yep.
That when you kill it, it falls horizontally. Has a ton of action on it. You can get it to spiral. You can burn it. You can do all kinds of things with this. You can work it as a jerk bait. There it is. It has these stabilizer fins on it. And that classic fork tail.
Yep.
Pretty cool bait.
Many different sizes.
I catch a lot of fish on these. They work really well. Do you ever use the
Sakamata?
The Sakamata?
Oh yeah. When I use like the 7 and 8 inch when they get up in the trees in the springtime.
Okay.
The Plez.
Oh yeah.
Just throw it back as far as you go and just twitch, and you'll watch them come out of the tree and fucking smoke it.
Hell yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. So the Sakamata comes in a regular.
Yep.
It goes from 4 inch to 8 inch.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Right?
Crazy.
And it comes in a heavyweight also.
Yeah.
All right. So the heavyweight is just a super salted version of it. It's gonna sink a lot faster. You're gonna be able to do a little bit more with it.
Yes.
But it's gonna be less durable in the plastic.
Right.
But if you need it to sink faster and you don't want to put a head on it, the heavyweight's the answer for that. All right, Jeff. Now we got something in your lane.
Uh-oh.
All right. VTS7.
Wow. That's a good one.
Yeah, VTS7. It's kind of like a 7-inch Sakamata.
Very similar. Yeah.
But it's different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I don't have a ton of experience with this one, but I know that you can burn it.
You can burn it.
And it's gonna swim.
Yep.
You can twitch it.
Yep.
You can put a weight on it and let it sink and then burn it more. So
pretty
versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty versatile. It's got a cool shape to it, and the colors are pretty sick.
Yeah.
So
that's cool to see DRT up there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
In a soft plastic, right? And not a hard
not
bait.
Hard bait.
Yeah. And number one in this category is going to be.
We just got these.
Yeah, the Bay Rough fish, BR fish. All right, these are brand new.
Brand new, bro.
Like within the last 3 months, we got these, and we can't keep these things in stock. Right, we got a couple in right now, but they're not going to last long.
Right. It's because of the new technique.
Yeah, obviously the new, winding is like one of the hottest techniques coming to the U.S.
Yep.
Everybody's getting into it, and a lot of companies make these baits in Japan, but only Duo has introduced it to the U.S.
Right.
Right?
Crazy, right?
Yeah. So Duo is ahead of the game on getting it out here, and it's showing because the BR fish is going like crazy. All right, Jeff. So our next category is going to be soft plastic fish / minnow.
Okay.
All right. We're going to see some classics up here.
I got you.
Start with the Spark Shad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with a Spark Shad. Spark Shad is money, right?
Money.
Yeah. So again, multiple sizes, 3, 4, and 5 inch.
Yep.
Depending on what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
A lot of people love the 3 inch, right?
They make a screw head.
Yeah, they make a specific head for it.
Yeah.
They even make a rod.
Isn't that crazy?
Just for this technique. So Megabass is really proud of this 3 inch Spark Shad, but it works.
It kills them.
And it gets bit,
It
dude.
kills them.
Yeah. I know a few guys that love to run these on their A-rigs.
Yep. Yep.
So plenty of options there. Plenty of color choices.
Yeah,
some pretty cool color choices in that mix too. So check those out. Number 2.
Okay.
The Hazedong
Another
Shad.
Megabass bait.
Yeah.
And it goes hand in hand, really.
Yeah.
It goes hand in hand.
So if you want a bait that has a little bit different of an action on it, a different shape, you're gonna run a Hazedong Shad, right? And again, it's dominated by that smaller size.
Yeah.
That 3 inch.
On the drop swim.
Yeah. Drop swim, 3 inch. Especially if you're going for some of these Arizona Smallies, that pink color right there. I mean, you just can't go wrong with that, right? Super small, but still 3 inches. It looks tiny compared to a Spark Shad, but it's the same size.
Same size.
Just a thinner body. It's going to give you a less body roll, but that tail's going to kick. It's going to be super subtle, great finesse presentation. And then when you go with like a bigger one, like a 4.2, that tail really kicks, right? So if you need something like that with a lot of tail kick, less body roll, there you go. And another newcomer to the list, Jeff. Number 1 in the category. Guess what it is?
Number 1.
Without.
Ugh.
Kaboom.
God dang, dude, that's crazy.
Head swimmer Libero.
I mean, I knew we sold a lot, but like that many?
Yeah. I mean, people like it.
They like it because it gets bit.
It does get bit.
It gets bit, dude.
All right. So this is going to be a rigged swim bait. It's going to come with the head, little underspin on there. It's got a little weed guard on there so you can fish it in some grass. Super cool profile. Super unique in a bait like this because you can fish it at multiple speeds, right? So a lot of this stuff, everybody thinks you got to fish it pretty quick because of how small it is. But you can fish this a little bit slower and that tail will still kick. Vibrates really hard. I mean, obviously it's tiny, so it's not going to push a ton of water, but it's going to push some water, and the fish, they come unglued for it.
Yeah.
I was just throwing this like a week ago, catching like 3-4 pound smallies.
Just works, man.
Yeah. Boom, there you go. Head swimmer Libero. And that's going to go like 5 gram, 5, 7, 10, 14. Right? So you got
all
multiple sizes. And they change size pretty significantly. So here's a 14 gram. I mean, compare it to that
Yeesh.
7 gram. That's a 7 right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah, big difference in size. So you can get multiple sizes in there with different weights. There you go. All right. So this category is going to be bug bait / weird bait.
Okay.
And there's only one bait in it.
Oh.
All right. You ready? Boom. The dice rubber from OSP.
That's a good category to put it in.
Yeah. So the dice rubber is...
Everybody should know by now.
Yeah. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody thinks it's crazy, but everybody's fishing it because it catches
fish.
Right? I call it the hairy dice.
Yep.
It looks like a dice with a little bit of mold coming off of it. Shit, we were all at the river together when I first started fishing this.
And they were eating it.
Yeah, we were doing something else. And I remember I had a pack and the bite was slow, so I was with CJ on his boat, and I tied one on, and my first cast, it caught like a 3-pound smallmouth, and I was just like,
oh, okay.
This is so dumb.
That's all I needed to see.
Yeah. So dumb, but so cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Guys are finally really starting to catch on to it, too.
Yeah. That dice rubber right there. It's getting bit. Every time you see a tournament result from Japan, like the top 5 are all throwing this.
Yeah.
And they're all throwing it on a drop shot.
Yeah.
Drop shotting it and working it aggressive.
Yeah.
Like popping it on the bottom like this. They're not like letting it sink or dragging. Just boom, boom, boom.
And the fish are eating it.
Eating it.
So.
All right, so it's going to come in a non-salt and a max salt. So fast sink, slow sink. So it does not float. All right, they both sink. Just one just going to sink faster than the other. All right, dice rubber. All right, Jeff, here we go. Next category is going to be jerkbait.
Okay.
No surprises.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
You don't even need to show it then.
Yeah, right. 110 junior.
Oh.
110.
Ugh.
Junior +1.
Whoa.
All right.
Who would have seen those coming?
Who would have thought, right? Obviously, Megabass is going to dominate in the jerkbait category.
Absolutely.
These are some of the best ones right here. I picked the right color to show.
Yes, you did.
That's pretty much the only color that I throw out there.
Stain reaction.
It's a great color. Yeah. Anybody who fishes a jerkbait should have some of these in their box. If you don't, just missing a lot of fish.
Bro.
Yeah. Boom. Forward top water. All right. The Kicknocker.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Classic walking bait.
My favorite.
Yeah. It's probably the favorite of almost everybody in the shop. Pretty cool walking bait. It walks very well. It has this loud glass like echo to it.
It drives those fish insane.
Yeah, they just come up and they eat it. They don't hesitate. They hit it. They hit it hard. You catch a ton of fish on these, and you can catch them in like any kind of place. Like I have a spot at Plez in the summertime that's just over 110 feet of water.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I can throw this out there in the middle of the lake, and they come up and eat it.
And they smoke it.
Yeah, and they crush it. Next in the category is going to be the Kicknocker 10th anniversary. All right.
Dominating.
Yeah. So, same shape to it,
Yep.
same walk to it, different sound on that. All right. That plastic's made of something different. It's going to be a lot more of a thud than that glass sound. Right. If you compare them. It's a lot louder. So that plastic material that's in this one right here, it just resonates sound a lot better. The colors are you're not gonna get those transparent colors because of the material, but the colors are pretty good and they work really, really well. Kicknocker 10th anniversary.
There you go.
All right, Jeff. Here's a new one to the mix.
Okay.
The bent minnow.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
This is an OG.
Yeah. We've been fishing the bent minnow for a long time.
Years.
Yeah. We did a pretty cool 1v1 with the bent minnow. I think it was rigged.
I think so too.
Yeah. Not super sure how that happened. But so the bent minnow is a shad shaped bait or a bait fish style bait that has this bend in it. And it floats on top of the water. You can work it like a jerk bait and just has super sporadic movements. Wherever the bend is, that's the way it's gonna go.
Yeah.
So if you jerk it sideways, it's gonna go sideways. If it's upside down and you jerk it, it's gonna come out of the water.
Yep.
Right. You can just cast it and slow retrieve it, and if you get it like this, it's gonna be more like a crankbait, right? Or you can burn it, and it's just gonna be a swim. Super cool, versatile bait for a topwater. This one comes in many sizes too, 76 millimeter, all the way up to 130 millimeter.
Big boy.
Yeah, so you can get a big one also. There it is, the bent minnow. Crankbaits, Jeff.
All right, my favorites.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's your favorite crankbait?
Currently, it would have to probably be the Blitz EX DR.
Wow, that's crazy.
Why do? Oh,
because it made the list.
I wonder why.
Blitz EX DR, right? So this is our small body, medium diving crankbait from Blitz. Some people cross country call it a deep diver, but for us this is a medium diver, right? So the Blitz is very unique in the way that it swims because of this ball down here.
Yep.
It balances really well. It has a ton of movement down there. It's kind of a hybrid flat side, regular body, and then it has this honeycomb construction in here, which helps keep it more buoyant.
Yep.
And it sounds a lot different too.
The deflection's insane on
Yeah,
that thing.
the deflection on it is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so Blitz EX DR.
Yep.
It's gonna be like your up to 12-foot diver. Boom. All right, if you want to go a little bit deeper, bam, the Blitz Max DR made the list. All right, so a little bit bigger of a body on that one.
Yep.
And this one's gonna be like your 15 to 16-foot diver. Like, you see the difference in the body on that?
Yeah.
Right? But it's gonna keep the same deflection. It's gonna have the same buoyancy on there. Still has that ball down there that keep it balanced while it's riding. Blitz Max DR. Guess what's next?
I mean, I can only think of one other one.
Boom.
Blitz.
The Blitz Magnum EX DR. All right. So this one right here is going to be your deep diver.
That's
right?
the real deep diver.
Yeah. So this is the deepest diving crankbait we have in the shop. I've ran this on 10 pound, and watching it on the live scope, I've got it down to about 30 feet.
Yeah.
Right, on 10 pound. It's not idea to run a deep diving crankbait on 10 pound, but you got to do what you got to do to get it down there sometimes, right?
Yeah.
If you don't want to weigh it, you still want it to float.
Yep.
So 12 pound, I'm sitting at about 27 feet. But I mean, this one's a great one.
That's a sick one.
So we're so used to our deep diving crankbaits when we cast them out and we're reeling them to have a ton of resistance, right? And about 6 casts in, your shoulder is tired. This one's not really going to do that to you. It's going to be like in between. The Big M has 0 resistance to it because it's a flat side. This one's got a round body on it, so it's going to move a lot more. But it's not really going to tear your shoulder up that bad. You're going to be able to handle it. You can throw it all day if you got a good crankbait rod.
Yep.
That's got a lot of bend to it. That's going to take the load for you. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Catches all the species. I mean, flatheads, stripers, white bass,
Yep.
largemouth. The smallmouth will eat it. So, great option there if you're trying to get deep. All right. So those are crankbaits. Let's talk about square bills.
Square bills. Okay.
All right. What's the difference between a square bill and a crankbait, Jeff?
They're gonna have a square bill.
Ah, sick. Normally when we think about square bills, we're thinking about shallow, right?
Yep.
And the deflection is different.
Yeah.
Because of that bill, right? It's so those crankbaits, they kind of just grind in the rocks. But because of that square bill, they're bouncing. They're more bouncy. You're gonna hit them over cover and recover on the deflection, right? So one of the best deflecting crankbait or square bills that we have is going to be the Evoke.
Yes, sir.
Right? So the Evoke made the list. The Evoke is a super sick square bill.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, we've been using this for a long time too. The very first 1v1 challenge that we ever did was on the Evoke. And it's going to come in different sizes also. So 1.2 all the way to 4.0.
Yeah.
Right? And then with each size, obviously they're going to get bigger. But the size determines the depth, right? So 1.2 is like 1.2 meter, 1.8 meter. So that's what those numbers are there for. So if you want something that's going to get to 6 foot, you definitely want a 2.0, right? So super sick square bill. This one floats really fast. So when it deflects, it bounces.
Yeah.
It's got a very cool shape to it. I mean, they did a really good job when they built it. When it hits, instead of it like just rolling over stuff, it's gonna hit.
Yeah. It's
gonna come up, and then as you're cranking, it's gonna recover back into it. Kind of similar to like those old balsa style crankbaits that we used to throw, where they floated up, and that keeps it out of cover.
Yes.
Right. So you're not gonna get stuck as much. It will happen, but just not as much. You don't lose many of these. I like to cast them off. That's how I lose mine.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty pro tour at that stuff.
I'd say so, yes.
All right. Number 2 is going to be one of my favorite square bills. It's going to be the Lucky Craft square bill.
Oh, yeah.
All right. LC 1.5, LC 2.5. I mean, these are classic square bills.
They've been around for so long.
Yeah, they've been around forever because they work.
Yeah.
Right? They just get bit. And obviously, you know, this one has a special place in my heart. Sir. And it's almost that time.
It is.
Yeah. So that The 2.5 in that color is the money for me.
Yep.
1.5, I like to do like more shad style colors because it's so small. It doesn't move as much. That 2.5 kicks a lot of water, and it's got a wide wobble to it. But I've caught some of my biggest fish ever on that 2.5.
That's the deal.
Yeah. And what comes next? Another Blitz.
Another Blitz.
Yeah. So the OSP Blitz Max, same thing as the EX DRs, the Max DRs, all that stuff, except for it's got a square bill on it, right?
Yep.
More of a coffin bill than a square bill. So this one is meant to just creep over things if you're going real slow. As that coffin bill starts to bend, it's cut. It's got that cut on it, and it'll just go over and just continue traveling as you're working it. All right. Super sick. We've got a lot of custom colors in it. We got a lot of factory colors in it. So if you're looking for a square bill, silent. There's also a rattling version.
Yep.
Those are available now. All right, Jeff. Let's talk about lipless.
Okay.
All right. So there's only one bait in this category also, and that's going to be the LV 500.
Yeah.
All right.
Rightfully so.
I mean, the LV 500 has dominated the lipless category for a long time.
And it probably will keep doing it.
Yeah. It's a good one, right? So it definitely separates itself by the way that you can fish it.
Yes.
Right. It's not just a cast and retrieve style bait. You can do many different things on it. You can set it on the bottom and work it like a jig. You can let it float into grass mats, rip it out of the grass.
Yep.
The classic yo-yo.
Everything, dude.
Yeah. It comes in many pretty cool colors.
A lot of colors.
Right. So it has a mix of different kinds of balls in there.
Yep.
Like I see glass. There looks like a copper or maybe like a lead or a steel. It has this very loud sound to it.
No, the thing is loud.
Yeah, and it kind of echoes. It's not like a thud or a hollow sound.
Right.
It's like very shad clicky. So, I mean, the shape's shad. I mean, everything about it works.
Perfect.
Boom. Lipless. Spoons and blades, Jeff.
Right up your alley.
Yeah, so I throw a ton of metal.
Yes, you do.
I love to throw metal, right? This was a big surprise to me.
Okay.
Because there's been one blade bait that's been dominating for the last few years, but it is not on the list this year.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this year, the OSP Override. It's going to be number one in our blade bait category, right? And these are going to go from like 1/8 to half ounce.
I gotcha. Okay.
So the 1/8 ounce one is really small.
Yep.
These ones are actually very aggressive. They vibrate super hard.
Yep.
So we're so used to using like the Dyna. The
Yes.
Dyna has been a go-to for years for a lot of guys. But when you work that one, it just softly flutters. This one, when you work it, it's like brrr,
Yeah.
and you let go, and then brrr,
You really
and it
feel it.
vibrates hard. So it's a good one. Many color options in that.
Oh, yeah.
So there's going to be a color that's going to work for your waters really, really good. And spoons,
Okay.
right? So this is going to be different for us too,
Ooh.
right? So I thought the duo spoon was going
I thought so
to
too.
be there too, but it's not.
Ugh.
The Makippa.
Wow, the Makippa.
Yeah. The Makippa from Megabass. This one's pretty cool. And it follows along the line of a classic technique, like your inline spinner,
Yep. Yep.
but it's heavy.
It is.
Still falls in that heavy metal category. Bait fish shape to it, right? It's got your stinger hooks in the front,
Yep.
one in the back with the blade. This blade and this hook do not get mixed up together. It casts and it retrieves very good. All right. They're going to leave you an open hook hanger here in case you want to add a treble hook or maybe another blade or something like that. But this one is just a cast and retrieve style bait.
Okay.
You cast it out there and you just bring it in just like an inline spinner for
Interesting.
big predator fish, right? Obviously, these style hooks are not known in the freshwater world. This is a saltwater bait, but it transitions over to the freshwater really, really well. I use it all the time, and this one also has many sizes to it. This is a 40 gram.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
Heavy
a big
boy.
one. Yeah, that's a big one right there. And here is a 3 gram.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So there's a size and a color for anybody who wants to use one. You want to go super finessey, or you want to go deep. I catch a lot of like stripers.
Yes.
I sink it down to like 110 feet and bring it in, catch a ton of them on that. All right, Jeff. Spinnerbaits, chatterbaits is our next category. This is going to be no surprise to you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, SV3.
SV3, one of the best on the market.
Yes, sir.
Right? Great spinnerbait. It has this very unique action in this blade to where it's not really spinning like this. It's got this super wide like tornado to it.
Basically,
yeah, it spins like this, and it just gets the fish going. Like if you need confidence in a spinnerbait, the SV3 is a great one to start.
Yes, sir.
It's got a thick wire on there, so you're not going to damage your spinnerbait. Like every time you catch a fish, you're not going to have to reset it. So that's a great one right there. All right. Another classic spinnerbait is going to be the OSP high pitcher.
Yes, sir.
All right. Same thing. More of your classic spinnerbait style blades on there, but that wire is a little bit thinner.
A little bit.
Not necessarily a finesse wire on there, so it's going to vibrate a little bit more. Right. You're going to get a little bit more vibration in that wire. So as you're reeling it in, you're not gonna have to use as many twitches. I noticed on the SV3 I gotta stop and clank my blades every once in a while. But you're not gonna have to do it as much on the high pitcher. But that's another great option. And all these spinnerbaits come from 1/4 ounce all the way to 3/4 ounce. So again, sizes and colors are there. You just have to find what you're looking for. All right. And the number one in this category is gonna be the grass piece. All right. So again, this is another new one to us that we cannot keep in stock. No. Right? So,
I don't even know how you have those in your hands right now.
These are somebody's. They're going to go in somebody's order. I just borrowed them from their order. So don't ask about these. They are not available. All right? So this time, on this last batch, we got mini blades in. So full size and mini blades. And this is the custom color Saki Bomber. This guy over here at Bass Puzzle, he hooks us up really good with these. We ask him for colors and he makes them so great. Color patterns are good. This one is very unique because of the way that the blade sits, but also on how you use it. It's not really a cast and just slow retrieve. It's a cast, sink it into grass, and then rip it. Right. I found my best luck using it is just casting it over like 30 feet of water and just letting it fall.
The shimmy.
Before it hits the ground, I'm getting bit. So it's just gonna shimmy. So that blade is up high. It twists itself to the resistance of the water, and then it just shimmies and vibrates. And normally before it hits the bottom, I get bit. If I'm not bit, I just crank it up real quick and just cast it again. Boom. Next category, Jeff, is gonna be jigs.
Okay.
All right. The Uoze swimmer.
Oh, okay.
Is going to be our first one in here. So this is a swim jig. So this is a swim jig. You got that classic Mega Bass head on there with those down eyes. This one does have a blade on it. So it's got a little thin wire on there with a blade, so it will vibrate and spin at the same time. You have your grass keeper, or you're not your grass keeper, but your weed guard there. Super thick hook on that. Right.
Meaty.
And then you have a dual bait keeper on there,
which is nice.
Got your mono bait keeper on there. You got a dual one. You put the right swim bait on there as a trailer, you're gonna get a ton of body rock on there. Plus that blade on the bottom, it's gonna drive the fish crazy.
That's a good one.
Love the Uoze. Next is gonna be the 01 jig from OSP. Ton of fish on this one.
A lot.
So this one is gonna be pretty much your standard casting jig.
I'd say so,
Right? You can flip it, you can cast it. I really like this because it's got a small, but it's a beefy hook that's on there. Right? It's a compact jig, but it's got all the cool like terminal tackle on there. It's really beefy. It can handle a lot of heavy stuff. So there's that. And number one in our jig category is going to be the hunch jig. All right, so this is going to be it's like a hybrid ball head football jig. Right, so it's not round, it's not oval shaped, but it's gonna be a great dragging jig. Cast it out there, hit the bottom, and just drag it through. it's got this different style head on there. Not a spade head, not a round head, not a football head, but it works really well. So one thing that you're going to notice about a lot of these Japanese jigs is that hook tie is not up, kind of canted forward, and that's going to allow for when you drag it and it hits something for that to come up and whatever trailer you're using to get the action off that trailer. This jig, we do sell a ton of these.
Yeah, I do so.
Catch a lot of fish on them.
Yep.
So there's that. Alright, Jeff, frogs.
Okay, I like frogs.
Frogs. Let's start off like this was dominated by one company.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very different this year.
I see.
So I think almost all of our top water was a Teckle product. Right? So people are loving the Teckle products, all right? So the Sharker.
The Sharker.
Right? So the Sharker is your frog / walking bait / swim bait.
Yeah.
Your do everything hollow bodied frog style bait, right? Pretty cool bait. I really like to use this in open water.
Open water.
And I just like to use the glide on it. I mean, when you twitch it, it glides pretty far.
Yep.
You don't have to twitch it like this. It's going to do a little bit of a dip, and then it's going to go. But it drives fish nuts. It's got that 6 feather on the back that rotates.
Yep.
So the rotating feather, it doesn't seem too significant, but it is, right? So that feather's not going to get like caught on stuff, and it's just going to be free to move.
Yep.
Right. So it was a great idea in the design of that. It's got some cool colors. Obviously, it's a shark, which is pretty dope, right? So Sharker. And then we got the Sprinker.
Sprinker.
Right? Sprinker is your classic cast it, retrieve it. It's got that tail on it that plops. These get bit, so these get bit violently.
Yeah.
It's never a soft bite with these, right? And then it's still got that hollow body on there. It's going to allow you to put those big giant hook sets on fish like you love to do when you're frogging. Boom, there it is. And the number one in that category is going to be the Honker.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the Honker for me is my favorite frog from Teckle.
Really?
Yeah, it's the one that I use the most. It's got the most unique design to it. The Honker has the standard Teckle frog body on there, but instead of the tassels on the legs, it's got metal feet.
Yeah.
Right, so this one right here, you can walk it, and it'll walk, and as you pause it, it's going to kind of go down, and those feet will slowly spin. So just the reflection of the light is just going to hit them right there.
Yep.
Or you can rip it. Instead of walking it, you just pause it and then rip, quick rip. Those feet are going to flutter at the surface, and then it's going to pause and then rip. It's a super sick frog. I catch a ton of fish on this one. This is my favorite Teckle product on the my favorite Teckle frog on the market. So there it is, the Honker frog. All right, Jeff. Guess what's next?
Some in your hands look like rods.
Fishing rods.
Let's go. We need these.
Yeah, rods. So we're Megabass guys here, right? So it suits us that our 1, 2, and 3 are going to be P5 Orochi Levante. All right. So P5 is going to be your your cork handle, super styled out, sleek rods right there.
Yep.
Right. Obviously, two of my favorites, Windbuster Mark 56.
Yep.
So that's going to be kind of like our flagship rod in this shop.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah. These are the ones that we talk about the most.
The most.
They're the ones that sell the best.
Yeah.
There you go.
Easy does it.
And you have your Orochi.
Yep.
Right. Orochis are really, really nice rods. Well built. Super styled out. Right. It's got this little snakeskin stuff here. Cork handle again, which makes it like pretty premium. There you go. And then your Levante. You're gonna have a foam handle on there. It's got this green tint to it, but also a really
Solid
really good rod.
Especially
right?
at the price.
Yeah, especially at the price, right? It's definitely underpriced.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna argue with it.
No.
Yeah. Take it how we can get it. There you go. P5 Orochi Levante. To go along with rods, let's talk about reels.
Okay.
All right.
Probably very diverse company, right?
Yeah. So the Zillion.
Okay.
All right.
Dial.
Zillion TW SVTW 100. Right. It's been one of our best-selling reels.
I'd say so.
It's a solid reel.
It's a really good one.
So I suggest this reel often because it can do almost everything.
Yep.
Right. Unless someone's like, hey, I want to throw a depth 250 or something like that. This is usually where I start.
Yeah.
If they want to get more precise or a little bit more high end, then I'm going to go to a Steez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah, Steez A right there. This is more of your utility reel, right? So you're not going to be throwing those lightweight baits or anything like that. If you want to stay in Steez and you want to do that, you're going to have to go with the Steez SV. But the Steez A, super stylish reel. It's a good reel. Here's a little unknown fact, Joe. I got my first Steez just like 4 months ago.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Took you that long?
Took me that long.
The cave?
Well, the Zillion has been my favorite platform for years.
I see. Yeah.
But I needed something a little bit more heavy duty
Okay.
to throw like my 2.5, 3 ounce glide baits.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went with the Steez A,
Interesting.
and it's worked out great for me.
Beautiful reel.
Yeah, beautiful reel.
God, so gorgeous.
Mag sealed, and these Steez A's do come with all the new technology. Has the hyperdrive, the digi-gear, all that stuff.
Yep.
Super smooth, but again, it does not like you're not gonna throw anything a 1/4 ounce with this, or if you do, it's not gonna be enjoyable, right? It has that click drag.
Hot.
Yeah, so it has an audible drag system when you're fighting big fish. Super sick. Our number 1 selling reel in the shop is the Exist.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Just ridiculous.
It's just a work of art,
That's it.
right? And so I'm the opposite way. When someone asks me for a spinning rod, I always start here.
Yeah.
Or spinning reel, I always start here.
That's crazy.
Although at $859, it's not most people's starting point, but once you get here,
Yeah.
you're never going to want to be anywhere else.
It's hard to go back.
Yeah, so it is the best of the best, right? So it's got that butter smooth drag system on there, right? The air bail, so this piece is hollow, so it keeps it light.
Yeah.
Magnesium frame, it's styled really nice. It's got that chrome brushed aluminum look to it.
Yes, sir.
And it has the digi-gear in there also. So if you're a little confused about the digi-gear, so when you look at gearing on stuff, it's usually like a pointed gear.
Yes, sir.
And it never really seats well, right? In that digi-gear, they squared it off. So when it comes in all the way, and it leaves smooth.
Ooh.
Right? So it's going to be a smoother action on there.
Yeah.
But all of the new Daiwa stuff is coming like that. So pretty dope on that. So Zillion, Steez A, Exist.
Best of the best.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, let's talk about terminal tackle.
All right.
Okay, so for terminal tackle,
Yep.
the BR
You need to stop.
head.
No.
Yes.
It's so new.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's so new, but people love it, dude.
Gosh darn, dude.
I mean, this hit the shelves and flew out.
Still.
Yeah.
Still flying out.
Still flying out.
Crazy.
We had a giant shipment. We're like, oh, we can't sell out of these. Almost gone.
It's just ridiculous.
Right, so that BR fish, we talked about the BR fish earlier.
Yep.
So here's the BR head that goes with it.
So I guess it goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
So that makes sense.
you're not really going to run the technique without the head, right? So it's like your classic darter head. It has wings, so when you're working it, it's got this crazy
Side to side
pop to it. It's
Yep.
like boom, boom, boom. Super
It's
sick. If you haven't checked it out, I would
Please.
definitely try this out, all right? And then the Infini hook.
Is this your favorite hook?
This is my favorite hook.
Makes sense.
Right? I don't lose a lot of fish fishing Infini hooks. They're light wire,
Yes, sir.
but they're strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that TC coat, whatever that means,
Makes the hook sharp.
yeah, I barely have to put anything into it,
Yeah.
and I'll get good hook
Gnarly,
penetration,
right? Yeah.
right? So I've only had one of these bend out on me the whole entire time, and you were standing right
I
next
was
to me
there.
when it happened.
I filmed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was with the gnarliest smallmouth ever.
Yeah, it was a giant smallmouth.
That was
probably
not happy.
He was not happy.
He was not happy. Fish.
Yeah, he did not enjoy having that hook in his face. It's only happened to me once. It was a big fish.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to discredit the hook. I probably could have done things a lot better that day. I probably did that myself.
I think we were freaking out a little.
Yeah, he was big. Had to be 5 pounds.
Easily.
Had to be 5.
Easily.
Yeah. So the Infini Hook is going to get multiple sizes. I think size 1 all the way to 6/0.
Okay.
So try
Good
those
range.
out. One thing about it is a hybrid bend on there. It's not your standard worm hook. It's not your standard wide gap hook. It's kind of like an in-between. Boom. There you go. And then fishing line.
Okay.
All right.
Important.
Yeah, you definitely need line to fish. All right. So our number one, or one of our top fishing lines is going to be Super FC Sniper.
Duh.
Right. Super good line. It's not the most expensive. It's not the cheapest. Kind of sits in the middle right there. But it's a very hard line.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It's got a lot of good abrasion resistance
Yep,
to
yep,
it. It doesn't have a ton of stretch in this fluorocarbon right here, but it's a good fluorocarbon.
It's really good.
Yeah. I probably have this on everything.
Same here.
Yeah, if I'm running straight fluoro, I'm probably just running Sniper right
Yep.
there. I really like it. And then,
No, it saddens me.
yeah, D-braid.
The discontinued D-braid.
Yeah. So this is not going to be around. We don't have any more of it. But it was dope. It was dope while it lasted.
Yeah.
Best braid I've ever used in my
Yeah,
life.
Crazy good.
This was a finesse braid made for spinning reels.
Yep.
Specifically, it was a one that would eliminate line twist,
Yeah.
wind knots. It had this crazy insert in the middle
Yep.
where the line wouldn't twist up on itself. Only came in a pink color.
That's it.
That's why it's discontinued,
I see.
right?
Fish didn't matter.
Huh?
The fish didn't care though.
No, they didn't care. I mean,
Okay.
you're running a leader.
Right. Yeah.
Pink's always a good color
So
anyway.
you can see the line and what it does. Yeah.
One cool thing I really liked about it is that I could see the line in my live scope.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
If I lose my bait, I can always see the line.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's what I really enjoyed that about it. I don't even know where this spool came from. If you want it, message me. Okay, Jeff. So clothing.
Okay.
What was our number one clothing?
I would
item?
assume Sims because basically that only.
That's all we sell. All right. So the Sims Solarflex is going to be our number one item.
Was it in that color too?
No.
Okay.
Just in general.
Just making sure.
Yeah. So the Solarflex is this super dope sun hoodie.
Yep.
Right.
The logo.
We put logos on most of them.
Yep.
Had them in many different colors.
Many.
Right. Many different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sick shirt right here. In my opinion,
Does
the
the job,
best
man.
sun shirt on the market.
Does the job.
Right. So it keeps the sun off of you.
Yeah, it does.
It's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wearing this one?
Were you? No. Are you wearing anything under there?
Huh?
Huh?
The hood is made for hats.
Yep.
Which is also pretty cool. So as you pull it over, it's kind of hug the top of your hat right here. So like, you know, you're cruising down the lake.
Yeah.
Your hat's not ripping off. Your hood's not ripping off. Doesn't have drawstrings on there, but it holds it on there really good. So the Sim Solarflex hoodie, great option. Our number one bag this year was the OSP Messenger bag.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. This bag is pretty cool.
Sick one.
Yeah. Got a ton of storage in there.
Dude.
Right? One cool thing about it is that it has this zipper up here, so if you don't want to open the flap,
Which is nice.
you just unzip it and get into the bag.
You can fit a ton of stuff in there.
Yeah, it fits a bunch.
Too much for some people.
Didn't one of you guys bring this as like your carry-on bag to Florida, just like full of stuff?
Pretty sure Ben did.
Yeah. So, ton of stuff. Has a lot of different attachment things on there.
Yep.
You can wear it like as a sling.
Mm-hmm.
Has your little molly webbing there. Super dope bag. Messenger bag from OSP. BFS, Jeff.
Okay.
BFS.
Right up my alley.
Yes, that's your thing, right?
Huge,
Right.
actually.
So, this one again is dominated by one company.
Ooh.
And it's not the one you think.
No?
Nope. Oh, maybe. So, number one is going to be the Karashi.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the Karashi is a cool little bait. It's
Yeah.
like a little slow sinking jerk bait
Basically.
style bait. Just twitch it a lot. I put this on a whip sinker often.
Oh,
And I
really?
sink down really, really like 40 foot, and I'll just twitch it by trees. It works great.
Yeah.
Even though it sinks, and I just don't want to wait 8 minutes for it to
Rightfully
get
so.
down there, right? So the Karashi, that's a cool little one. Everybody knows what a Karashi is
At this point.
Yeah, it's on one of our top sellers, so most people are using it.
So sick.
Yeah. The X70 BFS.
Okay.
All right, so this one is, the comeback was new, right?
Yes.
The X70's been around for a long
while.
time,
Yeah.
but it was only in very specific colors.
Yes.
So they made the whole BFS lineup with it. They put some sick colors on there, right? So like that Edo Tennessee,
Yeah.
or that GP Phantom,
Dirty.
right? That baby trout,
So sick.
right? Super small jerkbait, give it small twitches, catches a lot of fish. It's more than just a pond bait.
Mhm.
You can take it to the lake and actually catch big fish with it. It's pretty sick. And then number one for us is going to be the Great Hunting Humpback,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
So it's going to come in a 46, a 51, and a 64.
Yeah.
Right? So we've been using this bait for a long time.
It
Do you
just
remember
gets
my one
big.
magical humpback that I carried around with me everywhere?
You caught so many fish on
I still
it.
have it, dude.
No way.
It's like the only bait on the planet that I haven't lost.
That's interesting. I
And-
thought that'd be the first.
Yeah, and I throw it all the time,
Yep.
and it catches a fish every single time
That's
I throw
so
it.
funny.
Remember at Ples, on just on a random
Yeah.
rock wall?
Yeah.
And then when you guys were doing the spinnerbait video on the back of the boat,
Literally just catching them.
yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
So yeah, this one's a fast sinking
Yep.
minnow style bait. You just let it fall and just burn it up, and it catches a ton of fish.
And they smoke it.
Yeah, and it's got bass colors and trout colors, so
Yeah.
it's super sick.
Super sick.
Swim baits.
Oh, not the deal.
Yeah,
I don't know about those.
yeah. Well, we're not gonna ask your opinion on these.
Thank God.
Yeah. So number one for us is gonna be the OSP Dolive Shad.
No way.
Yep.
That's number one.
Well, it's number one we're gonna talk about.
I got you.
Yeah. So the OSP Dolive Shad.
That's good to know.
Yeah. 3.5 all the way to 6 inch.
Yeah.
Right, so it has many sizes. This is not a big bodied swim bait.
No.
It's actually pretty small. Even this 6 inch is not very tall. It's kind of
Fairly-
wide,
Yeah.
but it just has a different type of action to it. Catches a lot of fish. This will catch you a ton of fish locally too for us.
Oh yeah.
So not super wide, not super tall.
Yep.
It's got a ton of tail action on there and a little bit of body roll for that one. All right. And making its second appearance today
Okay.
is the Spark Shad.
Wow. It did well.
Yeah.
I mean, it always does well.
Spark Shad did really, really well. So for the second time today, we saw it in the minnow bait.
Yes, sir.
And it was on the top and there, and now we see it in the swim bait category. All right, we've talked about it already. Super sick bait, 3, 4, and 5 inch.
Yep.
There you go. And number one for us is
No surprise.
Magdraft.
Yes, sir.
Right. Everybody loves a Magdraft.
Yeah, at this point.
Everybody loves a Magdraft in albino pearl shad.
Yeah.
Right. Number one color.
Good spit.
Number one swim bait in the shop.
Size. Yeah.
Super sick. All right, Jeff. Now we're really getting into your lane.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
So glide baits.
Ooh.
What are our top 3 glide baits?
Okay.
All right. So first of all, we're gonna go with the Chad Shad. All right.
Good one.
So this is fairly new, also.
Yeah.
Right. So Chad Shad's been around for a long time,
Mhm.
but this version of it is pretty new.
Yeah.
Within the last 6 months.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So it's a pretty cool bait.
Spro did a good job.
Yeah, Spro did a really good job making it. I'm pretty sure that Kevin had a lot to say about how it was made.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, it's good.
They nailed it.
Yeah, it's good.
Nailed
And the
it.
price is right on it too.
Yep.
So super affordable, super dope glide bait. It fishes really, really well.
Yep.
It catches fish. I've seen you catching fish on it.
Mhm.
It's a really, really good one. Chad Shad from Spro and KGB. All right. So here's another new one, right?
Another
the
one.
Osakana Slide.
That is really new.
Yeah, it's pretty new. And I don't have any. So
Yeah.
we're gonna show this one, okay?
Okay. Ooh.
So the Osakana Slide is from Raid.
Yes, sir.
Right? It's a soft plastic glide bait. It's a floater.
Mm-hmm.
It has like this thick plastic on there. These inserts right here are made to hold hooks. It comes with a dual treble hook
Yes, sir.
system on there.
Yep.
Treble hook and stinger. It's a sick bait.
It's a sick one.
It's catching a lot of fish for a lot of people. The first time we took it out, we caught a lot of fish.
Yep.
It's got this little mesh insert in there to hold it together.
It's a durable one.
Yeah, it's pretty durable.
Yeah.
Fish is really good. It's easy to fish. Like, I caught fish on it. That means it's pretty easy. Super sick one.
Yep.
Hopefully we see a return of these really, really soon.
Yeah.
But there it is, the Osakana swimmer from Raid. And our number one glide bait is going to be the DRT Tiny Clash.
Oh.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, super popular all over the world.
Yes, sir.
Of course it's going to come in the shop. People are going to want it.
Yep.
They're going to buy it. I mean, we just did a run with like 8 colors.
Yeah.
So we had Japanese colors, we had US colors. There are still a few over there.
Yep.
I mean, super versatile bait.
Yeah.
I call them little Legos because you can do so many things with them.
Right.
Change the tail, change the lip, do this, flip the tail upside down and it do something different.
Right. Crazy.
Right. I really like this bait. Again, it's really easy to catch fish with it.
Very.
It's like a cheat code in fishing.
Basically.
Running this bait. I know you like it, Jeff.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
us about it.
It's a fantastic lure where you can fish it, like you said, multiple different ways. I just did a video where I showed my 5 favorite ways, and there's probably 10 other ways you can fish it. So I mean, however you want to fish it, there's definitely a way to do it.
Yeah, and it 8 traps so well. We are almost done.
Ooh.
We are gonna announce our top 3.
Okay.
All
This is
right?
it.
That's it.
Of the entire shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
For 2023, our number 3 selling bait was the Sleeper Craw.
Sleeper Craw.
Yeah. So Sleeper Craw came and it hit hard.
Yeah, it did.
Right? And then people have been consistently getting them because it's catching a lot of fish for people, right?
Yep.
So the Sleeper Craw is our number 3. So it's a newcomer.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
So the Sleeper Craw was a newcomer. Number 2 is going to be a newcomer also, which is going to be Head Swimmer Libero. All right. It's another bait that we just can't keep in stock.
Yep.
Come in, go out. Come in, go out. Boom, it's gone. Right?
It's so crazy.
Yeah, there it is right there. Check them out. If you haven't tried one yet, I definitely recommend it. It's a fun one to fish. And again, for what, 10th year in a row?
Uh-oh.
Hey, what is this, number 2 or 3?
I think it's 3.
3 years in a row? The OSP
There's no way.
Dolive
Oh
Beaver.
my god.
Yes.
Will anything dethrone this monster?
Huh?
Will anything dethrone this monster?
Nothing. You can't catch more fish on anything.
Good.
It's the number 1 fish
So
catcher.
crazy.
Yeah. And it looks so simplistic, right?
Yeah.
But it's
It just
not.
works.
It just works.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have Dolive Beavers, right? So the Dolive Beaver is number 1. All right, guys. Hey, so that's it, right? That's our top 23 for 23. We really appreciate everybody. Without you guys, we couldn't make any of this happen.
Right.
Right? So we appreciate the business. We appreciate the support from everybody here at the Hookup. Ben, Jeff, myself, everybody here. Thank you so much. Let's make 2024 even better. Have a safe holiday and enjoy yourselves.